don't feel like brain or brawn, or even know what's going on, you'll never be as bad as Darwin Morons. And if you feel a little blue, it doesn't matter what you do, 'cause you'll never be as bad as Darwin Morons. Hi, I'm Xorti Magika, and welcome to the Darwin Morons, a tribute to the world-famous Darwin Awards featuring stories of sheer stupidity, magnanimous idiocy, and rampant nincompoopery by moronic boneheads willing to extricate themselves from human genetics and any possibility of future reproduction. Inspired by Charles Darwin, the Darwin Awards honor people who intentionally contribute to humanity's long-term survival by removing themselves from the gene pool through incredibly stupid actions. These awards celebrate their extreme missteps as a comedic nod to natural selection. Now, on to today's featured Darwin Morons. Story number 1, Hot Bob. Meet Bob Hirschler. Back in April 1998, Bob was a pipe smoker, and chances are he smoked this pipe to relieve stress and attain total relaxation. In fact, he may have been so relaxed that he failed to notice that the pipe he just put in his pocket was still smoldering. That's right, it was still lit. And if that wasn't bad enough, the pocket he put this pipe into also had a book of matches in it, resulting in his clothes catching fire and causing third-degree burns all over his chest and abdomen. Although his family did put out the fire, Bob passed away from pneumonia caused by his Darwinian charbroiled experience. Bob. Story number 2, the Gaslit Granny. And now we move on to Reva Nix. Reva Nix, a 67-year-old grandmother from Edgewood, Texas, loved her tennis shoes. Loved them. She most likely loved them because she always made it a point to keep them as clean as possible. So back in March 1998, Reva set out to clean the tennis shoes she was wearing on her feet. She started to clean those shoes in a candlelit room with gasoline in a candlelit room wearing polyester clothes. So you know what happened next, right? So her shoes caught fire, and since she was by herself, she hot-footed over to her neighbor's house for help. Her neighbor did put out the flames, but not before Reva became a human barbecue. So, gasoline to clean shoes? Story number 3, Boom Boom Ballocks. And now we truck up to Pennsylvania and consider the tale of a 17-year-old Darwinian moron. Since we don't know his name, we're gonna call him Dork. So back in January 2009, an injured dork made a claim to the police that persons unknown had placed a lit explosive in his backpack, resulting in serious bodily injury. The story sounded fishy to the police, so the police investigated Dork's claim, and soon the truth came out. Our young Einstein here had found an M80 explosive at his grandma's house, took it to his room, and began playing a game of chicken by repeatedly lighting and extinguishing the lit fuse over and over and over again. Can you guess what happened next? That's right, eventually the fuse failed to go out. So in our panic, our young pyrotechnic moron put the M80 between his thighs and covered it with his hand to try to stifle the explosion. Did that plan succeed? Not even close. After the earth-shattering kaboom, our blowout bonehead lost his right hand, his right leg, and probably his ability to procreate, earning him a very rare ante-mortem Darwin Award. This guy truly is a Darwin moron. Story number 4. The wheels on the bus go straight to the Darwin Awards. Now we cruise on up to Quebec for this next story. Back in 2009, a 24-year-old woman, who we will call Morona since we don't know her real name, needed to catch a bus. But for some unexplained reason, Morona missed the bus. Now at this point, most of us would just kind of hang tight, chill, and simply wait for the next bus to come. But not Morona.
No way.
She couldn't be bothered with any of that. So what does Morona do? She starts running next to the bus in an attempt to get the bus driver to stop the bus and let her in. She's running as fast as she can of soda in hand, trying to get the attention of the bus driver. Did she get his attention? Not exactly. In fact, he couldn't hear her or see her at all, especially when he started making a sudden right turn that suddenly squished the impatient Moronica, causing her travel to switch from a public bus ride to a post-mortem trip in a private hearse. What a dork. Story number 5. Row, row, row your boom. And now for our last story, we float down to a lake in Illinois. Back in June 1998, Daniel and his friend, who we will refer to as Dorkalo, since we don't know his real name, took a 14-foot aluminum rowboat to Fox Lake to do a little bit of relaxing and fishing. Well, maybe fishing isn't exactly what they ended up doing. So after relaxing for a little bit, these two nitwits decided to try an alternate way of catching fish. Daniel and Dorkalo decided to use an M250 explosive and throw it into the water to blast and kill the fish so that they could catch them. So without any thought to any possible repercussions, the two decided to throw the explosive into the water in front of the boat. Unfortunately for them, a wind gust suddenly pushed the boat forward, right above the still active explosive. They were directly above it just as the M250 exploded, causing the boat to sink about 100 yards from shore. Though Dorkalo was able to swim to shore, Daniel didn't make it. One could say that Daniel literally and figuratively went swimming with the fishes and into the Darwin Zone. Yeah. No matter how bad you might feel on a particular day, no matter how challenging life can be sometimes, we can always take comfort in that you will never, ever, ever, ever be as ridiculous as the Darwin morons. See you next time. When you don't feel like brain or brawn, or even know what's going on, you'll never be as bad as Darwin morons. Darwin morons. Imbeciles can't go on. Darwin morons. Imbeciles that go on. I got my head caught.